night. All right, close out that. All right. Can I be heard? I can. I can. Magnificent block. Yo, so I want to do like shit like this. This is not going to be like a long shit, but I just want to get this shit off my chest for real. Like shit is very irritating. I'll put it that way, right? So, a couple of things that I've seen on the Twitterverse that's really fucking irritating and bothering me so badly is the outrage for fucking BC. Not BBC, but BC. Let me just take a look to see if you can hear it, because it's the first time I'm actually doing something like this. Bitch, I told you. No. Let's take a look here. Irritating and bothering me so badly is the outrage for fucking BC. Yep, there we go. It works. So here's what we're going to talk about today. Give yourself a little 10 minutes, 10-minute break, whatever you want to call it, man. Shit is bothering me. So the first real topic I wanted to talk about before we even go on, try to keep this like 10 minutes. I'm just going to go right to it. Like fucking PlayStation store closures. So I've been seeing people on the Twitter, just social media in general. I mean, just a massive outcry of complaints about the fucking PlayStation store. Like, how old is this fucking store? I mean, how old is the store? How old is it? What are we talking about here? 15 years? 15? 15 years? They've been shutting down, and I've seen another podcast about this shit too. They've been actually talking about, what was it? How Sony can expend the money. They're being cheap. You know what I'm saying? And I mentioned this on the PlayStation Culture podcast. There is a certain amount of money. I'm sorry. When you do backwards compatibility, there are some companies that that don't exist anymore. Sony is not going to try to track them the fuck down to give them like $20 fucking dollars. That's more work on them. So there's that issue, right? The other issue that you're going to be really focused on is it does fucking cost money. I just you didn't even play your PlayStation. What is this outrage? Talk about some fucking title. What do you call it again? Title preservation and shit like that. Everyone want to come up with these fucking buzzwords. It's so fucking stupid. If you don't like it, you remember back in 2013 when the PlayStation 4 came out, and Microsoft got reamed for this shit. They got ass blasted for this because the fact that they wanted to sit there and it is fake outrage. They wanted to sit there and say this, right? They were like, oh, well, what was it again? How the fuck did they say it? You have to sign in every 2 hours or every 24 hours, whatever the case is. And everybody was like, shit, I don't want to do that. I want to own my own games. Fuck this digital world. All of a sudden, right, you're going to talk about some digital shit. Now you want your shit on digital shit. Now you want to cry about this shit now. Now you want to cry about it. Get the fuck out of here, y'all. I'm so over the fucking stupid ass people. Somebody on Twitter was like, well, you don't know. So what's going on really is the fact that, there's some titles, there's some precious little titles that you can't get and it's only on digital. I was like, all right, nigga, so which one is it? What's the name of the title? Because I hope you're not theoretically outraged. Because that's what this shit is. Theoretical outrage. You're preemptively becoming outraged for something that you may get. This is the bullshit. I'm not playing with these fucking people. You're automatically muted or blocked or removed from my shit when I see that shit. I'm just over it. And then somehow Jim Ryan gets lumped into this shit. I don't like that ugly ass old fucking crusty ass bitch either. But it has nothing to do with Jim Ryan. They've been closing down fucking stores for I don't know how fucking long. Stores and buildings and shit like that, you know? This is why I say you can't please people. Coming from the customer service world, you can't please people. You can't. You can't please people. It's bullshit. There's no way you can please people. Somebody's going to be offended. Sony just released that they were going to give people like 7 months of salary or wage, right? And oh, that's so good. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Sony, for that. Well, you don't even work for Sony. My old point is, before I move on to the other subjects, is that, listen, if you don't like it, well, let me explain what's happening. You will not be able to buy games on the store anymore. That's what's happening. You won't be able to buy games on the store anymore. That's from PlayStation Portable, Vita, or PlayStation 3. That's it. You are definitely able, with your download list, because PSN still exists, to re-download the stuff. And that's fine. Your shit is preserved. Title preservation or whatever fucking cute name you give it. But there are some people that are pissed off at the fact that, oh my God, I can't believe it. I actually wanted to fucking... Shut the fuck up. Yo, I'm fucking over it. The bottom line is this. If you wanted the title, buy it now. Buy it now. There's probably like 3 of them that are only digital. If it really bothers you that badly, but what's going on, Azizo? If you really wanted the titles, buy it now. Shut the fuck up and buy it now. Oh, it's on the store. People say that, oh, now they're going to be charging like $180 for the title. Well, now you can buy it now. Buy it now. Buy it now. And if they don't have it, so you're supposed to be owning your games. You remember we were supposed to be fighting the power for owning shit? You remember that? You remember that fucking narrative? If that's the case, go out and buy the games physically. Buy the fucking games physically. That's it. That's it. It's it. And you're done. Fake outrage. Come on, man. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is, I know this is out of order, but these are the subjects that I wanted to talk about. Ratchet and Clank, right? I was getting upset with one of my boys on Twitter, right? Magnificent Black. I was a little upset about this. I didn't understand why he kept harassing Sony about the 60 frames per second. I didn't understand. And I'm like, I mean, do you really want it that badly? Is it really that deep? For real? Is it that deep? And then I started thinking to myself, Insomniac released Spider-Man Miles Morales, which, you can call it DLC or whatever all you want. And then they got Ratchet and Clank coming out within 12 months of each other. And still somehow found the way to make a 60 frames per second patch. Now, let your truth be free. You still found a way to patch the game. You know what I'm saying? Well, great. Where the fuck is Horizon Zero Dawn's patch? You don't have to tell us, but I mean, it would be. I get it. In this world, you can't expect people to give you an explanation on things, let alone companies. You know what I'm saying? They're not entitled to do it. But it makes you wonder, though. You can at least throw a nigga a bone. So, you know what, Magnificent Black? Yo, keep doing you. Yo, keep loading them the fuck up. The last time you released a game, which was DLC, was in fucking 2017, if I recall correctly. And you made the PC version last year. And you're focusing on Forbidden West. You could at least, I guess you're trying to get it perfect. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do. But you could at least, this culture that PlayStation has made, certain people talk to their users and fan base, which I would never engage into that shit. Like, not physically talk to them, but I would give you updates every so often. Like, I would schedule that shit every 2 months. So I guess they did kind of low-key schedule it now. I'm thinking about it, because you got the, what do you call it, state of play. You got that shit going on. So I ain't gonna get mad at you. But you need to schedule that shit if you don't want to talk to us directly, because it comes out as you looking snooty, and I'm not engaging with the fan base. I would like to see a 60 frames per second mode, unless you're simultaneously coming out with the 60 frames per second mode with Forbidden West. Maybe that's what the fuck you're doing. But we don't fucking know. We just see other games getting 60 frames per second here, other 60 frames per second there, 4K here. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Guerrilla Games. I get why The Last of Us and Naughty Dog, their whole game was ruined last year. And a lot of people are still not feeling that. They are not feeling that shit at all, what ended up happening. So I get that. You caught that. You got that. They want the numbers to look as good as possible. And I'm pretty sure people have moved on from The Last of Us, regardless of whatever political leaning it is. I'm pretty sure they moved on. You know what I'm saying? They moved on from it. So for them to release multiplayer, it's not going to look that good. And people are going to want the numbers, or they will be able to see the numbers via the stuff that they roll out on PlayStation.com, or people could just clearly see the leaderboards. So they probably don't want to release that shit, come out with it directly. So I get it. I feel you, right? What's Guerrilla Games' excuse? What's their excuse? You didn't even make the PC port really until like at the end where you had to clean up the other people's mess. So far, from what I can see, right? Let's take a look here. If I must take a look at all the games that I had that I would like to have the 60 frames per second, they already did Miles Morales. The Last Guardian, they don't fucking exist anymore in terms of PlayStation Studios. Second Son or Infamous already has it, so we can't really say that, right? Ghost of Tsushima already did it. God of War already did it. You know what I'm saying? Killzone is already a 60 frames per second game. Gravity Rush doesn't exist anymore with their Team Gravity. Gran Turismo was already 60 frames per second. They already did Ratchet and Clank. They fucking finally told us. Cool. Right? My guy Sony, why you look like Eazy-E. Medieval is already 60 frames per second. So Uncharted, anything Naughty Dog, they haven't done a 60 frames per second thing. That's what I'm kind of curious about. I'm kind of curious about that shit. So I'm gonna need you to talk. I'm gonna need you to start talking, Sony. I'm gonna need you to start talking. And lastly, this was a surprise with Media Molecule. This was a surprise. Sony has been definitely saying that they're going to start putting their shit out on PC. And everyone pretty much unanimously said that Dreams needs to be out on the PC or different platforms. And I wholeheartedly agree with them, right? So what I could see here, this is what they said, and I'll read it. Media Molecule's studio director, Siobhan Reddy, I don't know what the fuck his name is. You can check that shit out on Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to do. He states that Sony is really behind Media Molecule and investing in the studio to grow further. I'm pretty sure because the social aspects of Media Molecule's games are really good. Like, I feel like Media Molecule needs to make the UI for PlayStation or whatever they have going on. Like, they need to be up on that bitch. I really want them to be up on that bitch. That being said, they say that Media Molecule is also still working on making Dreams creations accessible outside of the PlayStation or Sony's ecosystem. I don't know what that means. That is real interesting. Are you going to put your shit out on Switch and the Xbox? And they said, if you look at this, right, these are all provocative statements. And remember, I can't stress enough. This is a company in a business, right? This is a business. So if they do find their way out on a different platform, which fucking the baseball game is on, I mean, that's what's going to be. Your whole thing is this, right? People say, oh my God, I can't believe Sony, I got a PS5 for no reason. Shut the fuck up. There's just no haptic feedbacks and adaptive triggers anywhere else but that fucking console. You know what I'm saying? And plus your whole library is out there. So really shut the fuck up, right? But the interesting portion that I see here is that they said that Media Molecule is going to PC. That's what it means. Maybe. But it's not the game that they mentioned. They could have just said the game. But he says Media Molecule, right, is also working on making Dreams creations accessible outside of the Sony ecosystem. Interesting. 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 I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped. Like no cap. I feel like they deserve it. I feel like that engine is super powerful, and I also feel like Media Molecule definitely needs to focus on something else other than this. They got the engine down packed. They got it. They got it. Now you need to focus on making a different game, and it needs not to be these arts and crafts shit. I get that's your DNA, but you're gonna need to do something better. I mean, but then again, you got the game like It Takes Two. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty lit. That's pretty lit. It Takes Two. That's something that Media Molecule could have done, and it could have been released on a PC. You know what I'm saying? And that would have worked. But I don't know what they're doing exactly. I see why people say that you need to have more communication and you need to be a little bit more transparent because things are shifting faster than what saying it could do. It shifts way too quick for you to be quiet like this. I get that you don't want to give all your cards out, but you're going to have to say something. Something. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like this. If you marry somebody, right? I know it's a company, but you have an investment. If you marry somebody and your bitch or your nigga is leaving out in the middle of the night, maybe he's just getting something to eat or whatever the case is, or maybe she's just picking up some ice cream, whatever the fucking case is, and they do it constantly enough, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And they be like, even though you have that much faith in them, you be like, why you don't trust me? You know what I'm saying? Why you don't trust me? But it's like, what are you doing exactly? It's like you don't want to tell me, but you're doing shit. So I want to kind of know as a fan what exactly is going on. They could probably do a nice indie multi-platform game, a multiplayer game. They could. I mean, what do you call it? The fuck is it again? They were supposed to do multiplayer anyway with the Dreams engine, but I guess they didn't have the servers. That's probably what it is. So I'm wondering. But anyway, I wanted to make this quick little video. I definitely wanted to make the quick little video just to kind of get that shit out there. I'm going to start streaming instead of making these PlayStation videos on the PlayStation 5. Do something like this quick. I could just jump in, say what I need to say. Boom, boom, boom. I'm out. We're done. You know what I'm saying? And close this shit out and be done with it. I feel like that's what needs to kind of happen with this. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of the video and just the new format or whatever the case is. I really appreciate you guys. I honestly do. And yeah, don't forget to like and retweet and all the other bullshit. You know, help this channel grow. Thank you.